Hello learners, welcome back. Today let's talk about a very important question once again from Individual Society, a prescribed non-detailed textbook for R20 regulations from JNTUK. And the name of the poem from the Individual Society is Telephone Conversation. Well, this is written by Wole Soyinka. And let's talk about this poem in short so that you can write this answer in short, which helps you to score around 6 to 7 marks if you put all the things properly. Well, I want you all to frame your answer with an introduction which talks about the author and the body, which talks about the summary of the poem and a conclusion of how the poem got concluded. So let's talk about the introduction part of the poem. Telephone Conversation is a poem which is written by the Nigerian writer Wole Soyinka. It's very clear that the poem is talking about a phone call between a landlady and the speaker. Well, the landlady is a white woman and the speaker who is looking forward for a rent is a black man. And the whole conversation is about renting an apartment. So you can start your answer with these few points. And then he is the writer, Wole Soyinka, and he is very well-known writer, and his book, The Man Died, is the winner of the Nobel Prize for Literature. And because you have to write certain points in the introduction part of your answer all about the author, you can jot down these points. Like Wole Soyinka is a famous Nigerian poet, and he is born in the year 1935, and he is very famous for his play The Lion and the Jewel. He is very well known as a playwright, actor, teacher of drama and literature, poet and essayist. So in this poem, Telephone Conversation, Wole Soyinka is trying to highlight the impact of racial discrimination. So it's very clear that, these are some awards that Soyinka has got. So as I quoted already, the poet is trying to highlight the impact of racial discrimination. And the title of the poem clearly reveals that two people are talking on the phone, and the theme of racial discrimination is carried out throughout the poem. So when the poem begins, it is informed that one speaker is looking for a rented flat, and the price is very reasonable in the advertisement given. The location is also very good. I mean, he thought that people don't bother about the race and the color of the skin. So the speaker, who is known as the African American room seeker, most probably, he is very positive and excited, and he makes a phone call to the landlady asking a room for rent. He is very much excited. He thought that the place is far away and people are not worried about the race there, or people are not worried about the color there. People are not worried about all the other aspects where people are really blocking these black people. That's the reason he is very much excited and he wanted to call the landlady. He has got a lot of expectations. So quite opposed to his expectation, the landlady remains silent as soon as she gets his identity as an African. So the man who started talking to the lady, he wanted to admit that he is a black man or a black African. The moment the man revealed that he is a black African, the lady remained silent. She is very much silent. This silence reflects her indifference and reservation towards the blacks. So, in the advertisement given for the rented room, she tells that she caste no bar or color no bar. But here, when the man admitted that he is a black man, the woman really remained silent, which really shows the indifference and reservation towards the blacks. So she further inquires about his color as she confirms him as the black. She hangs up the phone. When she comes to know that he is a black man, she literally hangs up the phone. So this incident really reflects the discrimination suffered by the blacks. In other words, the landlady has not said anything, not has she denied his request. She just hangs up the phone, which is her choice. So she chooses not to listen to him any longer. So we can understand with this that the poem was written at the moment when the blacks were given the equal rights and responsibilities constitutionally and politically, but despite all these things, still a point called racial discrimination occurs. So this discrimination became very serious, especially when the speaker says, "Madam, wouldn't you rather see for yourself?" I mean, like, he requests her to meet him in person because he wants the landlady to meet him in person so that she could get convinced. So, without listening to his request, the woman hangs up the phone. So, with this we can understand that the other important thing is the irony. I mean, like, when the landlady has given the advertisement about the flat, she told that the price is very reasonable and she is not bothered about the color of the skin of any people. But when the African room seeker confesses about his identity, she holds silence and she didn't respond to him. So these are certain things that you can talk in the poem, and you can conclude by saying that how much importance or how much theoretically the blacks are given equal importance with the whites. When it comes practically, it's not like that. So you can conclude your poem this way, which really helps your answer to be quite good.